Hi, in this video, let's see how we can resolve domain names between two EC2 instances using Route 53 private hosted zones and author records. So, Route 53 is basically a domain name system for AWS. So, what it does is it will resolve the domain names to your IP address and helps to communicate using the domain names. So for that, first we can create two EC2 instances. I'm creating two Linux instances. Using the existing key pair, I'm using custom VPC. And also the public subnet. And in advanced settings, I'm going to add the user data. I guess this will work. I need two instances. Now the instances are getting launched. I'll just rename this one to Linux 2. Meanwhile, the 2x2 status check is done. We will go to Route 53 to create a private hosted zone and the corresponding records. So you can click on Route 53 or search Route 53 and go to the console. I'm going to hosted zones, create hosted zones, giving example.com as my domain name. So a private hosted zone is where it is internal. You cannot connect to the internet, but you can communicate with the internal devices. So since both these are in the same VPC, the private connection can happen. So we are creating a private hosted zone. For public hosted zone, you have to buy a domain name, pay money, and do it. This you can do it for free. So I'm choosing a private hosted zone, choosing a region. I'm choosing my custom VPC. And I'm creating the hosted zone. Now we can create records for the two instances. So I'm giving for Linux 1 machine, I'm giving the subdomain as server 1, and I will go to Linux 1 machine, copy its IP, add it here. We'll reduce the time to live. That's the amount of time the record should be cached. And I'm using simple routing, which routes from one IP to one domain name. I'll add another record called server2.example.com. The value will be the private IP address of our second server. I'll reduce it to 60, simple routing, and then create records. So you have two records now. And 2x2 checks are passed, so you can log into one machine and try to access the other machine. So there is one more thing. When you are creating the you are using the custom VPC, right? So you have to check if the DNS is enabled in the VPC. For example, go to the VPC, choose your VPC, and see if the DNS hostname is enabled. If not, then you have to edit the VPC settings and click and enable the DNS hostname and DNS resolution. If that is enabled, then you'll be able to handle it. Now we'll go to the instance. I am connecting to instance 1 and trying to access the website of which is running in the web server Linux 2. So click on connect using EC2 instance connect. It might take some time for it to happen. So maybe it will not happen now. We'll try once or we'll wait for some time. Oh, yeah, we are able to get it. So you can see that this is the IP address for Linux machine 2, and the whatever is there in the index.html page, it is getting written. The same way, if you want to connect to the second machine and check if you can access the website in the first machine, you can also do that. Yeah, so this is the DNS name of the first web server and you're able to get it. So I hope you understood private hosted zones and how Route53 is able to handle the DNS name and how we are able to access it. So that's it. Thank you.